Good morning, children. Today we are going to see the 10th standard syllabus, carbon and its compounds. And we have studied about this concept of carbon and compounds in our 9th classes and 8th classes. But we are going to interestingly study about the carbon and its compounds in this session. And you please have to watch that there is a videos what we are giving for your welfare of the studies, and just you please take interest to learn the concept of carbon and its compounds. Just we are going to see that lesson. Now we are going for this session, and that is that chapter we know that carbon and its compounds. Children, we are going to see today carbon and its compounds. Carbon and its first of all, you should know about what is carbon. It is the derivatives of plants. Plant. Namely, there is coal, charcoal, it is a plant ash. And graphite, diamond, and graphene, and fullerene, these are all the purest form of carbon. So these are all the best conductors, superconductors. You know that it is the derivatives of plants. Coal, charcoal, graphite, diamond, these are all carbon. And just you know what is its compounds. Basically you should know about what is compounds. Two or more elements combine together to produce compounds. Especially the carbon combined with hydrogen, carbon combined with oxygen, carbon combined with nitrogen, carbon combined with sulfur. This all produces compounds. This all combined together produces compounds. These are all called, there is organic compounds. These are all called, there is organic compounds. First of all, you should know about the carbon and its compounds, otherwise known as carbon and its compounds are otherwise known as organic compounds. Organic is nothing but organic. It is the signs of living things. It is a signs of living things. It is a signs of living things. The organic chemistry, it is nothing but we can say living chemistry. This is nothing but we can say living chemistry. Living chemistry is nothing but we can say organic chemistry. Organic chemistry. It is a branch of science. It is a branch of chemistry. It is organic chemistry is a branch of. It is a branch of chemistry. It is a branch of chemistry. Now we are going to see the fundamental what is here. Carbon is nothing but it is the purest form of carbon, coal, charcoal, graphite, diamond, graphene, fullerene. These are all used in the, it is to be manufacturing of superconductors like that, you know. So the coal and charcoals are very important in these industries, you know. Now, what is compounds? Carbon and its compounds. The carbon and its compounds are otherwise known as carbon combined with, you should understand, carbon combined with hydrogen, carbon combined with oxygen, carbon combined with nitrogen, carbon combined with the sulfur, which produces compounds. These produced compounds are called organic compounds. These organic compounds and organic chemistry is nothing but, we can say, living chemistry, living things which are present only in these living things, and this is called living chemistry. This is called organic chemistry. This is otherwise known as, it is a branch of chemistry. This is the fundamental learning point about that organic chemistry. Before that, which we are going to study about how these compounds are formed and what is the ability of carbon to produce a numerous compounds. See, there is that organic chemistry we cannot separate from the human life. That is, we can say, inseparable. That is, we can say, inseparable from human life. Inseparable from human life. From human life. From human life. It is inseparable. We cannot separate out. Nearly, there is that organic compounds. Organic compounds are 5 million compounds are present in the earth crust. In the earth crust, 5 million compounds. 5 million compounds are present in this earth crust. Such a very numerous, that is innumerable compound, we can say. The organic compounds are innumerable compounds. Innumerable compounds are possible in the earth crust. Innumerable compounds. We cannot count about how many compounds are present in this earth crust. This is a concept you should understand. What is called organic chemistry? It is a fundamental. This fundamental organic chemistry was explained by many scientists, and that is in before 19th century, and this is the concept what is called vital force theory, which was pronounced by this Berzelius. The first of all, the science world has been thinking about, there is organic compounds which to be prepared from this only organic materials. Organo means organ. That is a living science. That is a living chemistry. That is that things. This is the first theory which was proposed by Berzelius, whose scientist name is Berzelius. And here's given, there is a vital force theory. What it says about, and there is organic compounds which are prepared from or obtained from only the organic materials. This theory was rejected by the Wheeler, who the scientist has been synthesized the organic compounds. There is namely urea from the compound of inorganic. Namely, there is ammonium cyanate. You know that. This ammonium cyanate is an inorganic compounds. Now I am going to synthesize, there is ammonium cyanate, NH4, CNO, just you can heat, you will get that the compound of urea. This is urea. You please understand. This is urea. But it is organic. It is inorganic. This is the vital force theory has been rejected. Why? Because even from this inorganic compound also we can synthesize organic compounds. That is the reason this theory has been rejected. After the synthesizing of this urea from ammonium cyanate, and that is inorganic, by the Huller, who's the name of the scientist. And here, this is that urea which contain, why it is called an organic compound? Why it is called organic compound? Because which containing carbon. If the compound which containing carbon is called organic, the compound which containing carbon, carbon is the base for organic chemistry. If there is to be organic chemistry, it should be organic chemistry. It must containing carbon, must containing carbon. The carbon is the base element for organic chemistry. The base element, organic chemistry. Carbon is the base element for organic chemistry. So this is the concept you should understand. And even from inorganic also we can prepare organic compounds. This is to be synthesized by the Huller. That is why even that vital force theory also to be get failure because of this Huller synthesizing. And this is the concept we should understand. There is a carbon compounds is nothing but organic compounds. This to be we can synthesize even from this inorganic, not only from these organic materials that organic compounds are synthesizing. This is the one concept. Apart from that, we are going to understand about this, how these compounds are forming and what is the unique character of this carbon. Just we are going to see. The unique nature of carbon. What is the unique properties? Unique nature of carbon, unique ability of carbon. Carbon is having, there are three more unique ability. One is catenation property. Another one is tetravalency. Another one is multiple bond characters. First of all, you should know what is catenation. Catenation is nothing but self-linking property. What is the meaning of self-linking property? The carbon is having unique ability. One carbon is combined with another carbon. One carbon is combined with another carbon, even that it is to be 100 carbons are possible. Thousands, whatever may be the number of carbon can be joined together. One carbon is joined with another. Not only in this linear form, that is having ability to how to link in cross, there is to be vertical form, or otherwise whatever may be the form. You see, this is that carbon, there is to be linking, here it is that linking is possible. So this carbon is linked with this carbon, this carbon is linked with this carbon, this carbon linked with this carbon. So this properties is the unique character of all along this, the element which are present in this periodic table. 120 elements in periodic table. In that 120 elements, here we are very particular about these elements. 110, 111, 112, 113, we have these characteristics property. Among these all elements, the carbon only is having the unique ability, that is self-linking property. This character we could not find anywhere in this character of these other elements. That is the reason we can say, and here the catenation is that unique property of the carbon. Because of this self-linking property, it can produce innumerable compounds, innumerable compounds. That is 5 millions of compounds are possible because of this self-linking property. Next we are going to see here what is called tetravalency. The tetravalency is nothing but carbon is having 4 valent, that is 4 valency. What is 4 valency? You please understand what is 4 valency. The valency is nothing but there is combining capacity. Combining capacity of an element is called valency. Combining capacity of an element is called valency. The carbon is having, there is 4 valency, that means there should be 4 combining capacity. 4 combining capacity, that means that that's containing 4 electron in its valency level. These all 4 electrons are going to combine with another element to produce a numerous compounds. How this is possible? In what way this is possible? We should understand the point of what is here. How this tetravalency is possible for the case of carbon. And there is a fundamental learning aspect. Just we can go through, there is a periodic table, and we could find and we could understand this, what is the concept of tetravalency. I am going to give this a short form of this periodic table. This is the periodic table. I am going to give here, it is the short form. Here we are going to see these S block elements. This is D block elements, which is P block elements, and here we know there are the 2 group of elements, which is, we call it as F block element. This is 4F, this is 5F, you know that. And here it is that first group, 1A group, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. There are 3 to 12 is called a D block elements, you know that. 3 to 12 is called D block elements. Now we are going to see 13 to 18 are called P block elements. Here there is the 13th group elements, 14th group elements, 15th group element, 16th group element, 17th group elements and 18th group elements. That you see here 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th group. Now you should understand the point here, you know that hydrogen, here it is that helium, you know that. Now here lithium, beryllium, here boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, then where is that neon is the last element of this. First, this is nothing but we can say first period. Here it is a first period, here it is a second period. The second period element, what is second in this second period, in 14th group, what is present? Carbon is present. In this carbon, you should know the atomic number, you know that hydrogen is 1, helium is 2, and lithium 3, beryllium 4, boron 5, carbon 6. The carbon and its atomic number is 6. In this 6 is that its atomic number, that means which containing 6 electrons. This is a point. This containing 6 electrons. In this 6 electron, we are going to write this electronic configuration. C6 is equal to 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. You see here, which is that K shell. You know that in atomic structure, it is a nucleus which containing 6 proton and 6 neutrons. 6 protons and 6 neutrons, 6 protons and 6 neutron, and here the first shell, that is K shell, which containing 2 electrons. Which containing 2 electrons. Next shell which containing, what is that? 4 electron. You see here K shell, L shell. This is K shell, this is L shell, which containing 4 electron. 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons. This is called valence shell. In this valence shell, how many electrons are there? 4 electrons. This all 4 electrons are going to combine with another element. whether it is to be the hydrogen is combining, what will happen? Hydrogen which containing 1 electrons, hydrogen which containing 1 electrons, hydrogen atom which containing 1 electron, hydrogen atom which containing 1 electron, this hydrogen is going to combine with the valency level of carbon. The carbon which containing 4 electron in its valency level. This all 4 valency level electrons are going to combine with there is the hydrogen which produce the molecule is called CH4. This is nothing but we can write CH4, CH. This is a molecules of, this is a compound of carbon. This is a compound of carbon. This is otherwise known as methane. How it is formed? The carbon which is having 2 states. See, by accepting electron which is going to become as 4, that is C4 minus. Accepting electrons are accepted, and here the carbon is going to donate electrons, now which is going to become as 4, that is C4 plus. This is not possible, not at all possible, because after gaining 4 electron which is going to attain a 8 electrons octet, you know that 8 electron octet, which is going to attain the 8 electron octet is nothing but it is a stable state, attainment of the stable octet. If there is an atom or molecules which is going to attain its octet, which is the stable molecule. So carbon which want to produce a stable molecule which must containing 8 electron in its outermost level. When it is going to get 8 electron in its outermost level, after gaining 4 electron from whatever may be that atoms which produces an octet and which can to be going to attain the stable, that is the reason here the carbon is to be stable after gaining 4 electrons. There is no chance to have to donate electrons. Actually, here which is going to accept a 4 electron, which is going to become as 4 minus. This is a concept of the forming of these many and thousands and millions of compounds by the carbon. This is that the fundamental learning point about this, that is that carbon, how it can produces a numerous compounds because of this octet rule, and because of this accepting tendency, and which can able to produces your numerous compounds. This is a point. We have studied already what is catenation. Catenation is otherwise known as it is a self-linking property. One carbon is bonded with another carbon. It is to be the self-linking property. And tetravalency is nothing but the carbon it must containing 4 electron in its valence level, that it can combine with some other elements of like what we are going to see here. Carbon is combined with the hydrogen, which is going to give these compounds of, that is methane. Then C2H6, ethane. This is methane. This is ethane. These are compounds. Next we can go, this is the hydrogen. This hydrogen is going to combine. Now which can give C3H8 is nothing but propane. This is the fundamental point you should understand. Carbon combined with hydrogen which produces a compounds. Then the same carbon is combined with the hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. Then what is the compound which is produced? Carbon and hydrogen, that you know, there is CH3 OH. You see, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. You see, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. This all together is called alcohols. Now the same carbon, you see, the same carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now I am going to give this another compound that is called, you see, aldehydes. This is, you see, carbon, hydrogen, that is that hydrogen, here that oxygen. Now this is compound is called aldehydes. So like that, there it can produces numerous compounds by combining of carbon combined with the oxygen, hydrogen, which produces alcohol, carbon combined with the oxygen, hydrogen, which produces aldehydes. This is possible. Now we are going to combine the same compound, this is the same carbon with nitrogen. You see here, the carbon is going to combine with the nitrogen. What's the compound which is going to produce? And nitrogen and hydrogens. Hydrogen. Now what's the compound which is going to give? It's nothing but we can write CH3NH2. This is called amines. Amines. This is also organic compounds. So what's the concept? You should understand. Here the carbon is having ability to how to combine with any other elements to produces organic compounds. Namely, carbon combined with the hydrogen, carbon combined with the oxygen, carbon combined with the nitrogens, carbon combined with sulfur. It is also possible. Carbon combined with the sulfur and the hydrogens. These are also can able to produces the compounds of, that is CH3SH is also possible. Now this is that organic compound which is to be produced by means of this combining of carbon with some other element to produces numerous compounds. This is nothing but we can say organic compounds. These are all called organic compounds. These are all called organic compounds. What's the chapter we are studying here? Carbon and its compound is otherwise known as organic compounds. The carbon can produces millions of organic compounds. This is possible by means of self-linking property, by means of catenation property. This is also by means of only tetravalency. Why? Because carbon is having 4 valency. That means carbon can able to produces, there is a 4 bond. There is one carbon is bonded by 4 atoms. One carbon is surrounded by 4 bond. Is called tetravalency. Is called tetravalency. This is a point you should understand. Next we are going to see what is the multiple bond characters. Multiple bonds are nothing but it is a unique property. The carbon can able to produces single bond, double bond and triple bond, and this is why? Because 2 or more shared pair of electron to be present in between the 2 atoms. 2 or more shared pair is nothing but there should be 2 electrons can able to produce a single bond. This is the unique ability of carbon. 2 or more shared pair of electrons are present between 2 atoms is nothing but we can say multiple bond characters. What is the example we are going to give here? You see, the carbon, one carbon is bonded with another carbon. Now this bond is nothing but there is a pair of electrons. Pair of electrons. This pair is nothing but we can say bond. This bond is nothing but there is a carbon and here there is a carbon. These 2 carbons are bonded by this electron. That we can simply call it as bond. This is called chemical bond. This is called chemical bond. But actually what's a chemical bond which is present here is called covalent bond. This is a unique character of carbon. That is covalent character or covalent bond. What is covalent bond? What is covalent bond? The covalent is nothing but there should be 2 atoms are present here in this compound. One atom can donate 1 electron to this another atom. This atom is donate 1 electron to these atoms. You see here, this carbon want to stabilize itself, want to donate 1 electron. That means want to share 1 electrons. This carbon want to stabilize itself, which want to share 1 electron with this atom. Now what happened? This bond is because of mutual sharing of there is paired electrons. paired electrons. Mutual sharing. That means one carbon giving one electron to this atom, this carbon giving one electron to this atom to have to make a bond. This bond is nothing but we can say covalent bond. This covalent is nothing but we can say mutual sharing of electrons. Mutual sharing of electron pair. Electrons are called we can say covalent bond. Mutual sharing. Both atoms are involving this chemical bond. This chemical bond is nothing but we can say covalent bond. This covalent bond is to be present in this case of carbon and its compounds. Generally, all kinds of carbon and compounds are containing only the covalent bonds. Only the covalent bond. It is existing. This covalent bond is a unique character of this. There is to be carbon, unique character of carbon, unique character of carbon, unique character of carbon. There are the three characteristics property is to be explained as its unique characters. One is catenation, another is tetravalency, another is multiple bond characters. Next we are going to see the concept. Just we have completed what's the characteristics property of carbon, unique characters. Now we are going to study about the unique character of organic compounds. Organic compounds. The organic compounds all we can prepare by using laboratory. We know that all laboratory methods. Many compounds which we are preparing only that lab, that is we can say laboratory methods. And here generally higher organic compounds. Higher, what is meaning of these higher organic compounds? If the carbon which containing more in numbers are called higher organic compounds. That means C10 carbon, C11, if a compound which containing there is a 10 carbon, 11 carbon, 12 carbon, 13 carbon, 14 carbon. You see the human body which containing more organic compounds, you know that proteins are the organic compounds, fats are the organic compounds, protein and fats. The fat is, there is that human fat which containing more organic compounds, that is C13, C14, C15, C16, C17, C18. There is a more, there is organic compounds are present. That is why the fat to be in waxy-like solids. Waxy-like solids. The fat to be in waxy-like solids. That means what is we are going to study here? The higher organic compounds are having higher molecular weight. Due to this higher molecular weight, it should be in this complex nature, it is to be form a complex compounds, and it is to be in solid state, and it should be in liquid state. Liquid state. It should be in gaseous state, you know that. So organic compounds are to be in gaseous form, liquid form and solid form. This is a general characteristics property of organic compounds. These are all insoluble in water. You know that water is a inorganic solvent. Inorganic solvents. Water is a inorganic solvent. Whereas this is that inorganic solvent. You see that the fat is not, you know that oil are nothing but fat, coconut oil and mutton oil or water, mutton which is containing fat. The fat is nothing but oil that it cannot dissolve into water. That's why we are using soap to how to dissolve that all kinds of the fat which is to be present in our hands or while we are eating or in some other occasions. That is the reason we are going to study about that water is not a solvent for organic chemistry, organic compounds. It is a solvent for inorganic compounds. That is why we can say it is insoluble in water. Whereas which are soluble in organic solvents. What are organic solvents? Benzene, toluene, carbon tetrachloride, carbon disulfide, ethers, acetone. These are all the best solvent. So all kinds of organic compounds which can dissolve into these organic solvents. It is not dissolved into inorganic solvents like waters. This is polar solvent. This is non-polar solvent. This is a concept you should know. Here it is highly inflammable. All organic materials are highly inflammable. That is, which catches fire immediately is called inflammable. Which is highly inflammable is which is catches easily the fire. The organic compounds are less reactive than these inorganic compounds. What is the reason? And here the organic compounds which containing only that carbon bond carbon. Here there is no reactivity, which is we can say covalent bond. Actually, you come to know the inorganic compounds are, there is a polar in natures. Inorganic compounds are polar in natures. You see, for example, Na sodium chloride, which is polarized into Na plus and Cl minus. This is to be in polar nature, which is having, there is that higher the rate of reactions. If it can react with any other, which can immediately react, that is the reason we can say the inorganic compounds are having higher the rate of reactions. Whereas the organic compounds are having slower the rate of reactions. The reactions will be very slower. Why? Because these are all less reactive, not having this more reactivity. And here these are all covalent natures that we have studied. What about these covalent natures? And here which are having these lower melting points and boiling points, and which are all the elements are highly volatile. What is volatile? Volatile is nothing but it is having the tendency to easily escape. For example, you take methane is a gas which is easily evaporating. That is vaporizing. This is nothing but volatility. The gas, you know that it is nothing but methane is in a Morse gas, and which is easily evaporating and which produce a fire, that is which catches fire, and that is nothing but we can say there is Morse gas which is to be in only in the Morse land, you know that, and which are highly volatiles. And you know that what is isomerism, that we are going to study about. What is called isomerism? Isomerism is a special characteristics property of the organic compounds. Isomerism is a special characteristics property of organic compounds. A compound is having a same molecular formula and which is having different structural formula. Different structural formula. Different structural formula. A molecular compounds, whatever may be that molecules, which is having same molecular formula, which is having different structural formula. Example, I can give C2H6O. It is a simple example. See, here this is that molecular formula. What are the structural formulas are possible? We are going to see here. Now I am going to write there is a 2 carbon. I am going to share this 6 hydrogen here, 3 hydrogen, here 2 hydrogen, here 1 hydrogen, here 1 oxygen, here 1 oxygen. What happened here? 2 carbon, 6 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Now it produce one structure is called ethanol. Ethanol is nothing but we can say it is alcohol. It is nothing but we can say beverages. Whereas the same compound I can create one more structure. You see here CH3O CH3. Now you see same 2 carbon, same 6 hydrogen, same 1 oxygen. Now this compound is called ether. This ether is used as an anesthetic. It is used as an anesthetic, which produces loss of consciousness. This is used in some other fields. So these 2 compounds are produced, these two compounds are differ in its structures, but which are having same molecular formula. It is a concept which we are going to elaborately study about in our 11th and 12th classes. You should know the fundamental of isomerism. Isomerism is nothing but there is a organic compounds having same molecular formula and having different structural formula, and C2H6O is the best example which we are going to study about, but we can give this numerous example for this concept, but we are going to study about very minimum concept what is in 10th standard and which is having same molecular formula which is differ in structure formula. One structure can exhibit the alcohol character, another structure can exhibit that ether characters, and which two are differ in its even in its properties also. One to behave as in a beverages, another to be behave as in a anesthetic.